What's up, Gophers? Welcome back to another episode of Gopher Nation News. My name is Cassidy, and we have a great episode for you today filled with updates from our sports teams and an interview with our principal, Mr. Shelton.
How do I think the first week went? I think it went great. To have students back in the building after a year and a half, everybody was able to follow the rules for the most part, the social distancing, the mask wearing, those pieces. But to have students in the energy from all of you all was the best. So it was great to finally have students in front of teachers, to have kids walking in the building that they haven't been able to walk in the last year and a half. So I think it went well. I think it went well. All things considered, it went well.
What do you hope to see the students do better with this week and moving forward?
Do better with attendance, logging on, and engagement. I think that's been the challenge since we've been in distance learning. There's a lot there. And just as the teachers have made a heavy lift and all the great work that the teachers have done, you students have done the same. But it's that last piece, right? Getting to the finish line in June. And so, my hope and my goal is that we have more engagement, more student follow through, more academic and attendance success here at the school. Just making sure that students are logging in and making sure that they get the necessary grades and credits that they need, so they don't fall credit deficient. So it's been a joy just to see the 200 to 300 students that we're having both AA days and BB days, the energy, the little bits of energy, I can't say it's fully there, but the energy that you all bring into the building is back a little bit. And I appreciate that. We miss that as the adults. And, you all are the reason why we got into this. All of us, most of us, probably 99.9% of us, all got into this because we wanted the best for students, and we wanted to make an impact and a change. And so, I would just like to say, thank you for those who have logged in, that continue to log in, and those who have chosen to come in for hybrid. We've missed you, and we're trying to do as much as we can to celebrate you as best we can with the metrics. So to add that in is I just like to just say thank you for the students for your continued work, and the students that are having a little bit of trouble logging in. Let's get you to, engage and contact your either assistant principal or counselor if you need some support. But my goal, again, like I said, increase engagement, and the ones that are doing it, continue to do it. We've got about 6 or 7 more weeks until the end. And try to celebrate you as much as we can, given the metrics, given what the metric will allow.
What are you doing to celebrate student success at the end of the year?
So we'll be having an evening of excellence. That's going to be led by our college coordinator. And so we will have something up in June that we can do kind of an evening of excellence where we'll give kind of department awards. And so we're still planning that out. It won't be something that obviously will be in person just because of the metrics. And it will be something more that's probably going to be streamed on our website. So we'll try to get that in. And then obviously seniors, there's the graduation coming up. And again, because of the shift in metrics, can we have it in person? I know folks don't like the whole drive-through idea, but if we're not able to do something, that will be kind of our option plan B. But we are looking to do something in person for graduation. I do want to say out loud here and letting the Gopher Nation know we did change the date of graduation. So it's not going to be June 15th. It's going to be updated on our websites as well. It's going to be June 17th. The timing of that right now, we're still working on. But we will, again, given the metrics, we will have an option for an in-person, possibly on our football field. Again, still working on logistics of that. and then a drive-through option here at the school. Not more different from Kmart, but probably the same feel that we had last year at the Kmart drive-through graduation. So we are trying to put as much in. I want to do some type of senior dinner. We're trying to figure out what can be allowed for that, because I just feel bad that we haven't. Last year seniors, they got kind of the short end of the stick a little bit, just because it came at the end of the year and we were all scrambling to figure it out. This year, we know what we did last year and what we could do to improve on graduation. If the metrics allows, we will definitely try to push for something in person. But again, we're if we have to do a plan B, we'll try to do the best we can to celebrate. But again, we have to go off of what the metrics will allow. And once that's kind of decided, we'll have that out for the seniors and for the kids. We're trying to figure out the best way and what we can do to support. So I just want to make sure that the student body knows that is something that I think about daily. I am constantly reaching out to my colleagues in other districts, asking what are they doing. Even in other states, I have some colleagues, some friends of mine that are other high school principals in other states that have similar to the metrics guidelines that we have, and just trying to figure out what we can do to really, again, like I said, celebrate our students, celebrate our seniors for sure. That's the number one on our priority list. I mean, they've already lost prom, and we just want to do as much as we can to continue some type of celebration for them. Again, given the metrics, I keep going back to that, the metrics.
Thank you, Mr. Shelton. There was a bunch of great information there. I know as a senior that I cannot wait to graduate. It has been a long time coming, so I'm super excited. Okay, next up, we have an update from our sports teams. We know that COVID has been hard on a lot of people this year, but especially our athletes. And it has been challenging, especially with all the rules and regulations that they've had to follow and just all the things that we've been said no to. So it is really exciting that we got to do all this, but a bunch of our teams are doing super good. So we're just getting an update from them.
Oh, how has track season been going?
Well, it was going great until it ended. No, track season's awesome. I love track season. I've been waiting so long for this, so it sucks to see it end, but you know how it goes.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that it had to end early, but what would you say has gone well during the season?
I would definitely say like the teamwork in total. I feel like there was a lot of like positive energy towards other teammates and helping to improve each other, which is something I really like about track. I think there was a lot of positive energy to go around and share, for sure.
Yeah, I can imagine you must have loved the team atmosphere. It really brings people together.
For sure.
What would you say has been difficult during the track season?
An interesting question. I think with the incorporation of COVID, it makes everything a little harder, especially with gatherings and even partner stretches like we're not supposed to do. So it does add a little bit of just sucks a little bit, but with people getting vaccinated and stuff, it's getting better and starting to be good. So yeah.
Yeah, that leads right into the next question about how has training been different in this year compared to previous ones?
Definitely, probably the biggest thing is the lack of people. We have a lot less people this year than we have previous seasons, which sucks to an extent, but we also get more time with our coaches and more time to really bond as a team. So I think there are pros and cons, but that's probably the biggest thing.
Final question, how have you enjoyed the season so far?
Oh, it's been fantastic. It's definitely like my favorite time of the year. So it's been everything I wanted it to be and more. So I'm really, really happy with the people that I've met through it and kind of everyone. So it's been really good. Really, really happy with it. But
yeah, that's good.
How has changed during COVID? Is there anything new, anything old? It is your guys' first year.
I feel like it's kind of the same with all sports. We've just been really short on time. And it was difficult this year for this team because there's like 4 of us that have played before. All of us are beginners, and so we really just had to adjust to how little time we had to show what we can
Practice,
do.
yeah. Well said. What have been some hardships during your season?
Well, first, personally,
Sure.
okay. We always go to 3 sets, so we have a hard time finishing. And but as a team, I think I don't know. It's hard because we haven't had a lot of time to prepare, and so that makes everything more difficult. But I feel like we do well as a team, yeah. Yeah.
And why should people play tennis?
I don't know. It's a fun. Okay, we've never played it before, but we just came out here. Simpson's really supportive. You just give it your all, and it's a really fun sport to play. It's not like a super huge team thing, I guess, even though it is a team thing, but it's more about the individual coming out and being determined to work to be as good as they can.
How has training been different from a regular season? What has been different?
Honestly, it hasn't been very different from a regular season. The tennis is already a very distant sport, so you don't really have to implement much social distancing in our practices. The only main change is you have to wear your mask, which hasn't been that much of a problem. So honestly, our practices haven't changed much.
You know, we definitely have less space because we have the girls who are using the other 3 courts, so we're only confined to a total of 3 courts shared among 8 people, which can be tough sometimes getting everyone accommodated to their specific needs when it comes to skill level. And so along with wearing masks all the time, it's definitely different than normal, and it can be uncomfortable at times, but we're getting through it as a team.
How has you and your team's matches gone so far?
They've been okay. We currently this year we have we don't have a full team, so it's been really difficult for us to get wins when we have to give up a few of the matches each time we play another team because they simply have more people, which gives them an advantage. But we have won one in which we were at a disadvantage and we still won enough to win the match. So I would say for the amount of people we have, we're doing okay.
Are you glad they allowed tennis to have a season this year?
I am very glad that tennis was allowed to have a season. I would have been kind of confused if we didn't, because tennis is one of the most social distance sports out there. There's no contact with the other player. Pretty much the entire match, especially if you're playing singles, you're not close to anybody else. So it's really a very safe sport for to play in the middle of a pandemic. So I'm glad that we have been able to have a season. I'm very happy about it.
Actually, yeah. Especially because our coach Walker, he's retiring after this year. And so we finally get one last season with him, one last ability to say goodbye, because last season we had no idea this was all going to happen. And so I'm just glad they gave us this opportunity, because if they didn't, we wouldn't be able to, finish strong with our coach that we have right now. So,
what is a memorable moment for you so far this year?
Let's see. A memorable moment for me was for sure our match against Centennial, because although we had a lot less people, we had to forfeit 3 of our matches. We won 4 and lost 1, which means we still won the match despite us having to automatically lose 3, which I think is incredible for such a small team, because that means we crushed them. And I think that was very surprising to me. And I think that's definitely a memorable moment for the season.
So how excited are you for baseball to be back?
It's super exciting, especially after everything that's gone on this year. It's so great to finally see everyone back together and everybody just participating all at one thing at the same time in such a hard year.
How's COVID protocols made things different this season?
It's definitely made things different, especially with the mask. Always having to keep the mask on above your nose, like trying to stay 6 feet apart from people. We have to sit in the stands when we're in the dugout sometimes, depending on the dugout. So it's just, I don't know, it's made things definitely a little weird, but it's just good to be out there.
And overall, how's the season going so far?
It's been a little bit of a rough season. We got off to a rough start, so we're just trying to slowly go up step by step and just keep moving on no matter what's going on. So we're having fun though, so that's all that matters.
All right, I appreciate it, Jack.
Thank you everyone for letting us know about the challenges and triumphs that you've gone through this season. We hope you have a great rest of your season. Okay, Gophers, that's all we have for you today. We hope you have a great rest of your day